Do you know what motivates a politician like nothing else? Your vote. And do you know why? Because in Canada, it's the great equalizer. It's the thing that each of us has only one of, regardless of our net worth or our network. It's a tale as old as time. If you want to get a politician to do something, tell them your vote depends on it. Watch them fall in line. Remember that thought, because it will be important in a few moments. But first, let's talk about the housing supply crisis in Canada. In the last 8 years under Justin Trudeau, the price to buy a home in Canada has doubled, and 9 out of 10 young Canadians feel like they will never be able to afford a home. In fact, today in Canada, the average age to buy their first home is 36 years of age. That's higher than it's ever been before, and it takes on average 5 to 10 years just to save and afford a reasonable down payment. Now you might be asking yourself, is this normal? Well, the answer is no. You see, for decades, we have had a deal in Canada. Work hard, go to school, find a trade, be responsible with your money, and when you're ready to settle down and begin a life, a home would be waiting for you. But under Justin Trudeau, that deal has been broken. The problem actually is pretty clear: supply and demand. We simply do not have enough homes in Canada for everyone who wants one. In fact, Canada has the lowest homes per capita in the entire G7 and the prices to match. This despite the fact that we have the most land to build on anywhere on Earth. The solution is equally clear. Get shovels in the ground and get building as many homes as possible. So if the answer lies in increasing supply, you might be wondering what the holdup is to getting new homes built. Well, it's due to two main causes: skyrocketing interest rates and toxic NIMBYism, supported by Justin Trudeau's government. By now, it's clear that Justin Trudeau doesn't think about monetary policy. And while he has enjoyed the party with your taxpayer dollars, you've actually been pushed further and further behind. That is because Justin Trudeau's out-of-control spending has led to high inflation, something I am sure you have noticed at the store when you go to buy groceries or the gas pumps when you fill up your vehicle. The bottom line is that everything is more expensive. And as a result, in an effort to try and control Justin Trudeau's reckless inflation, interest rates have skyrocketed. Why is this important? Simply put, it's because homes in Canada do not get built without some form of borrowing. Landowners borrow when they buy a parcel of land they hope to build homes on. Contractors borrow to purchase the construction equipment a home gets built with. Developers borrow to finance the entire project, everything from commissioning studies and plans to hiring laborers, consultants, engineers, architects, and planners, just to name a few. And you borrow money to buy your home. The fact is, homes don't just get built on a wish and a prayer. They need a great deal of investment to get the project rolling. And as a result of skyrocketing interest rates caused by Justin Trudeau's reckless inflation, that investment is more costly than ever, making homes harder to build. In fact, right now, 9 out of 10 housing projects in Canada are either delayed or cancelled, all thanks to this Liberal government's out-of-control spending. A Conservative government will end Justin Trudeau's inflationary deficits and balance the budget so you get to keep more of what you earn, and we can get more projects built. But there's an even larger issue facing Canadians looking to get into the housing market: gatekeepers. These are the folks who say no to building in their backyards, folks who share the same common traits of owning their homes in many cases for decades and enjoying the benefits of skyrocketing housing costs. These are the people who don't want to see new neighbors welcome into their communities, people who organize and mobilize to stop new builds from being approved at the local level. This is fundamentally how the housing system right now is stacked against people like you, good, decent, hardworking Canadians who've done everything right and are now locked out of the housing market. What do I mean by that? Well, let's go back to when I mentioned how a vote motivates a politician like nothing else. Right now in Canada, it costs a local politician absolutely nothing to stop a development from coming to town in order to appease a small but vocal group of current residents who don't want to see new neighbors in their community. This is where the federal government has the opportunity to make the biggest impact, and where Justin Trudeau has let down an entire generation when he said this:
"Housing isn't a primary federal responsibility."
He's wrong. The federal government does have a leadership role to play, and it has an opportunity to fundamentally rethink how housing is approved in Canada. It's time to tip the scales back in favor of hardworking Canadians like you, and not the NIMBYs who are working hard to keep you out of the market. Here is how a Conservative government led by Pierre Poilievre will get it done. You see, every year the federal government sends billions of dollars to local municipalities to fund infrastructure projects. Right now, the Trudeau government gives those dollars to NIMBY politicians who block new homes from getting built. And he doesn't even bother to partner with the municipalities who are doing right by Canadians and finding innovative ways to speed up approval times. It's time for those dollars to back the builders, not the blockers. A Conservative government will change the system to reward municipalities who cut the red tape, clear the roadblocks, and get shovels in the ground on homes of all kinds. Conservatives will require every big city to increase building permits by 15% per year or risk losing some of their federal infrastructure dollars. And we'll incentivize getting shovels in the ground by giving big building bonuses to municipalities who speed up approval times. We will require every federally funded transit station to be pre-zoned and permitted for high-density housing so you can live right next to the bus or the train. And we'll sell off 6,000 surplus federal properties and turn them into homes of all kinds. This is a real plan to bring homes Canadians can afford and to say yes to building in Canada's backyard. We're in a crisis. And when you're in a crisis, you have two choices. Sit back and let the problem get worse like Justin Trudeau has, or choose to mobilize, bring partners to the table, take action, and get all hands on deck to get more homes built faster than ever before. It's time for a government who gets it. Let's bring it home.